Good afternoon. Welcome to Drawing with Miss Strawn. And this evening we're going to be looking at a still life setup with drawing objects in a still life. So first of all, we're going to start out by knowing that a still life drawing is a drawing of a group of inanimate objects. So this afternoon, we're going to be looking at the objects that we have here. We have the flour bag, the big spoon, the bowl, and the measuring cup. And we're going to look at the area in which we're going to be working with, from the edge of this bowl on this side to the edge of this spoon on this side. So we're going to work with the area that the objects are placed. So from that part of the drawing plane to the next side. So we're going to be looking at that, and then we're going to first of all find out where are the center of the objects from this side to this side. Where's the center? Where's the center area here? So sometimes when you're drawing, you get your pencil, you look from a distance, you figure out exactly which objects are in the center. Remember, drawing is seeing. Then you're going to find out which part of the drawing is from the top to bottom, from the side to side. Where's the center line from the top to bottom? And so now we're going to put that information onto our paper. So then we'll go and we'll divide our papers into quarters by putting a line down the center and here. Remember that this is only a temporary line. We're going to take that line out. Now we have these nice, beautiful, returning our still life. So it's going more on a horizontal. So we're going to focus on turning our paper in a landscape way. Now, if the objects were taller, then we would turn our papers in a portrait way, okay? Now, we're going to find out where each object is. This one is more or less in the foreground. So that's lower down on the paper. We're finding out exactly where is that in conjunction where the center is. So we know that this object is way down here. It's low down here, and it's at, so I'm going to put a little indication where that is. Then I'm going to find out where my bowl is. How high up is that from my center? How high up is that from this object here? So I'm going to figure out that my bowl is on this side. Maybe a portion of it is coming over here. How high up on my paper am I going to go? Maybe a little ways off of the center area. Then I'm going to find out where my flower is. Which angle is that? That's going to be coming on this side. It's going to be angling here, and that's going to go maybe to the top of my page. And then I'm going to find out this is on a diagonal. This is taking a line straight through the whole composition. So I know that's going to work its way here. So I'm going to use my pencil to indicate, and I'm going to put a little line here. You might not be able to see these, but when I'm drawing the form, you'll probably see a little more clearer. So now I'm going to take the cylindrical shape of the measuring cup, which is at the bottom, and first of all I'm going to look at the ellipse shape. So I'm not going to draw that too big, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to draw that in there with my 2B pencil. Remember, now you're going to always have on hand. You're going to have your pencil, but you're also going to have an eraser in case you make a mistake. You want to fix it. So I'm going to lightly draw in the handle. The handle is coming off of it on this side. Just going to draw it in lightly. I'm sketching, so I'm going to draw that in lightly. Then I'm going to look at the elliptical shape, what's going on in this bowl. And it's like a flat elliptical shape. And I'm going to look and check to see what proportion of my bowl is on this side and what is on the next side. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to bring my bowl over on this side a bit. I'm going to get that shape working in there. Okay, and then I'm going to go in now and draw in my bowl. So I'm just drawing. I'm worried too much about my mistakes. I'm just sketching it in. I already got an idea where I want the forms to be onto my paper. So I have my bowl. If I want to go in a little bigger on that, I can go on later. But right now I'm just putting in my forms onto my paper. Then I'm looking, the bowl has a handle working off of it on this side. So it's a curved, and it's coming here, and I know it's curving along with the form of the bowl. So I'm going to come in here and put in my handle over here. So I'm looking at my objects. Make sure, drawing is really seeing. So really make sure that you keep an eye out on what you have going on onto the page. Then I notice that there's a little dip here coming in this area where the bowl comes down in here. There's a little curve coming in here. It has a little dip. It's a pouring type of bowl. So I'm going to put that in. Now I have my flower bag. I'm going to look to see what is happening with the flower bag as it relates to the measuring cup. And I'm going to see what's going on with that. So I noticed that my flower bag is coming this way. I'm going to figure out how far over to the side I want it. I'm trying to keep my work still balanced. How high off of my bowl is my flower bag going? How, which area I want to, how far I want to take it on this side. So I'm going to just lightly sketch that in, because I'm going to come back and work on that a little bit more. Now I want to put in my spoon. My spoon is here and it's working off the edge here, and it's coming here, and it's like a little, see the little dip? It's a little flat. And we had experience with working with this before, but it kind of dips off of here, just up in here. And then it curves up, curves off of it, curves up, and then it comes down here. And then at one point, let's find out what point that is. As it comes down here, then it gets a little bigger. And then it comes down and it's resting on the table. How high up? How far down? Now, if you feel like you did something and you're not too happy about it, if you feel like the bowl needs to be a bit bigger, you can come in, draw your bowl a little bigger, make changes. That's one thing, you have to be confident enough that that's okay. When you first draw, it might not look exactly the way you want it to look. So you might have to come and make changes to your picture. You can get your eraser and erase out parts that you don't like, and then fix the parts that you want to happen. So go right in there. I'm glad I'm showing you this because this is very important. Do not be afraid to go back in. And that's what's the wonderful part about drawing. You can always come back, and I love that about art. You can come back and correct your mistakes. That's what it's all about. Making changes, something like life, right? As long as we're here, we can correct some of the mistakes that we have made as long as we're here. And that's the wonderful thing about life. Okay, so then you drew through the form. We call that drawing through the form. When you overlap and you drew over something that is really not there, but because you want to get the shape of the form that you're drawing, you draw over that. So then you can go in and fix that. I notice that this elliptical shape is not as flat as I have it. I want it to be a little rounder. So I'm going to increase that size as well. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make that a little wider and a little rounder. And because I increase that size, then I'm going to have to take my measuring cup over down a little further at the bottom. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to make my changes and fix and make the changes to where I want it to be. Then after I'm finished drawing my objects, I'm going to go and find my shadow and put them in. If there's a shadow coming off of this, I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Shadow coming off of that. I will definitely go in now and make details. You're going to go and make details where you see the details happening onto the form. You're going to go ahead and fix in your details and make corrections. Now those lines that I use to draw it with, I am going to eventually erase those up. Last but not least, when I'm doing my drawing, one thing I always look for and I always tell you to include is when you're drawing, make sure you include onto your picture, make sure you find out where the baseline is. My baseline is very low. It's down here. That is where the objects are sitting. Make sure, where are these objects sitting? Where is the surface? You need to make sure you include it. So after you finish your picture and you've made all your corrections, I only went over this with a marker so that you can see, but you will keep it with a pencil so you can see it more clearer. You're going to go ahead and you're going to keep it with your pencil, and then you're going to go and move forward and go ahead and shade it with your coloring pencils. Okay? So after you feel comfortable about your good composition, then you're going to go in now and you're going to blend with your coloring pencils.